everyone. I'm back in my kitchen. It's just a gorgeous day, and I've got big windows in here, and the sun's coming through. Absolutely beautiful. I'm just going to do a little bit today on art journaling if you fancy it. I've just come out of a class with my art journaling group yesterday. We had a lovely time, and I also do it with my patrons. So if you fancy a little nosy, see what I've been up to recently, I'll pop the camera around and you can see what you think. Okay, so this is the page that I'd done out of class, and based on the theme Blossom and Bloom, which is the theme for my patrons for this month and next month. And so it makes sense to do it in art journaling as well. So we're working on the same sort of subject matter. So I've done this page with a group that I run on the island, which is lovely, isn't it, to sit round the table again, to be working creatively. And this was really just based on one thing, which is the passing, fleeting nature of Blossom, and how I think it teaches us, if it doesn't teach us anything else, it teaches us how to stay in the moment and to appreciate every tiny moment of our lives and our time on the planet. And I just think Blossom is the most beautiful thing. And somebody asked me recently, do I have a favourite seasonal moment? And in a heartbeat, I knew the answer, which is that moment when I see the very first blossom and I know what's ahead of me over the coming days. It's just going to get brighter and blousier and more beautiful. But it is very fleeting. And on Arran, it only takes one of our famous, rain showers, and it's gone. It's gone to brown, and then a gust of wind, and it's all away. So it's lovely to see, but you really have to know where to find it and make sure you're in the right place at the right time. So how did I do this page? Well, there's a stencil, you can probably just see it there in the background, which kind of helps me get over that whole blank page thing. And then using some of the colour, I should explain my colour palette with the exception of this section here. I'm working with my patrons with two colours. So my colours are brown and pink. That will be no surprise given my theme and my spin on Blossom and Bloom. So a lot of this work is actually done off page. So this is collaged off and then stuck on, and it's various different papers. So for example, this is a failed a gel press plate print that I did, and I thought, oh, I don't know if I like that. Oh, good, it'll go in the collage stash. This is sewing pattern paper overprinted with modelling paste. Modelling paste is more evident there. This is one of those paper doilies that you get, and I this was avocado ink, which I showed in a previous video, and I did a little drawing on it, and then I cut it up, and I do that quite a lot with my drawings. I know it seems counterintuitive. And these are little book pages. So it's really quite a simple page, but there's a lot on it in the sense that it's meant to be celebratory, and it comes from a flower's blooms for its own joy. And I just think that's Blossom to a T. So that's what I did in the class. That's what I did, before the class. And in the class, I'll need to just shift this through the camera a bit. But this was my page. It's still getting flattened. It needs to get flattened a bit. There's a lot of media used on it. So my little saying was, the most beautiful of the trees, the cherry, has now bloomed along the branch. And I just loved that. And I loved the sort of sense of along the branch. And that helped me with the construction. In intuitive journaling, I'm teaching people really how you enter a page. And that's really important for me. Before you even start, what's in your mind? What's your connection? So we started with a little poem or a saying. I think the last time we met, we did frames. So and I sort of said, you work in your frame, you bust out of your frame. This was a little bit more straightforward in that we started with something written, but you could put that anywhere on the page, couldn't you? The page is constructed in the same way. A lot of it is constructed off the page and then brought in same sorts of materials as I used before, because I do like to have a sense of continuity with my work. I think that's really important. So so I really loved this, and again, lots of different papers. This is eco printed paper that didn't quite come off, and nothing gets wasted in my world. I've used ink tents. I've used coffee, should have said, sorry, used coffee in the background for this one. And this is your sort of toilet roll inner, just gently stamped to give it a little bit of movement. I do like to see a little bit of movement in art journaling pages. And I always say to the students, you know, we're taking our eyes for a walk, so you could kind of wander, couldn't you, along the branch, but you could pop off. And I love that idea. You pop off and then you come on. And isn't that like life, really? You know, you're wandering along and then something attracts your eye and you go down, you go and have a look at what's going over there, then you come back and off you go again on your main pathway. And I just love that. And I think Blossom and Bloom has given us a really lovely topic. And you'll need to see what we're going to do next, because that's a complete contrast. And that class won't be till June. So if you're interested, I'll pop my newsletter link below, because that's where I'm going to be advertising my classes from now on. I'm actually coming off social media at the end of May, and I'm just going to be on my newsletter and my YouTube and then my Etsy store. So I'm just kind of, you know, trimming it a bit to make it a little bit easier to manage. But I hope you like my pages, and I hope it inspires you to have a go. I don't think you'll ever regret having a go at art journaling. Till next time, take care.